Okay, 5th of August 2022, NASDAQ futures. We're a little late to the morning impressions here, but the market is rocking and rolling, as they say. So let's take a look at what's going on, especially on the 10-minute chart, because things are getting a little wild for the intraday trader. And let's just bring this chart in. Get a little zoom out action here. We had a really early morning push, so now we're already bouncing back up to the 5 DMA. So we cleared out that anchored volume weighted average price from what I thought was a pretty foolish move by bulls with a bearish divergence present. So previous session, one session leading into the next, we did have a bearish divergence. We saw a little bit of a pushback here towards the high. Down to that anchored volume weighted average price from where the buyers stepped in here. Challenged that. So now we've cleared out that strong push at the 8 a.m. session, which we don't usually or don't typically see. So we haven't seen this kind of early morning push for some time, but bulls are responding. So the heavy hitters came in about 9:30 Eastern time, and they are responding handsomely. So I want to see what goes on the 5 DMA and see if we're actually getting a flip here, or we're just getting a kind of profit taking kind of Friday. But I would be busted outside of this channel, and we're working our way back to the 5 DMA. I'm going to watch what happens on the 5 DMA to see if this leg is going to continue or if they're going to clear out the highs. But one would think with such a strong move over the underneath that 5 DMA that that we're going to get a flip here. But boy, what a response and a punishing move by bulls to respond so early here. So is this rebound meant to last? Hard to say. And here's the reason why I think that. And in the previous sessions, we've had this discussion about. So we're looking at the 2-hour professional buying divergence with on-balance volume. On-balance volume for the moment showing a little bit of support here, but there wasn't a heck of a lot on here to help with the on-balance volume. But professional buying indicator did show that we had a nice handsome divergence, and we opened up the session selling pretty hard. We're going to see if this continues. It may not on the bearish divergence here. This is a relatively strong market. Here's something that I saw on the 1 hour. It looked like we were getting a little bit of confirmation on that divergence on the 1 hour professional buying and an on-balance volume, but this profit taking may not last. This market is really strong right now, and it is rebounding really nicely. So I'm definitely going to watch what's going on the 10-minute time frame, and watch what's going to happen around that 5 DMA once we get up there and touch that, to see if bulls want to or bears want to continue this. But taking a look across multiple time frames, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, and 12 hour. 12 hour was not showing any kind of divergence happening here. There was a slight divergence showing between these highs here to start, but we did pierce that and set a higher high on the professional buying. So 12 hour not as helpful, but overbought on WPR, overbought on WPR on 4 hour and 12 hour. And our bulls going to respond in kind today and push the high again. This market is relatively strong as it is, but approaching that 5 DMA, we're going to see if we get a flip. That's what I'm paying attention to right now, is a flip. I don't usually take a position this early in the session just because of this type of response. So heavy hitters moved in, and they punched anybody who was on the short side almost immediately. So let's see what's going on that 5 DMA. This might be worth a flip. Operating outside the channel. So let's see if we can get something to work with a corresponding downtrend channel. We did clear out these buyers from yesterday. That was a good hit that we took in the opening session and got out. We did not get back into the market here on the bullish side. So what will the bears be looking to clear out? Maybe that lower low. If they don't set another high today, I'm of the mind that we could try to pierce this 5 DMA, but this is a flip, and let's see if we can get like a bullish W going. This is just very tough to be an intraday trader with this type of activity going on, that's for sure. Approaching that 5 DMA, that's what we're going to watch. We're going to look for a flip here. We're going to look for this to be a selling or profit taking kind of day as bears respond to the uptrend. And I'm going to be patient. Did not get in on that morning flash that early, and the response, we'll see how long this response lasts, but this is a strong return move here by the bulls. Let's see if it's meant to last. Still showing bearish divergences across 3 time frames. So that's what we're looking at. We did add in on-balance volume into our 1 hour and our 2 hour charts to see if that could help us with the divergences that we're showing. On the 2 hour, we did not. On-balance volume, so this bearish divergence did show up previously when there was a little bit of selling going on. We had, just repeating what we had said in the previous videos here, but on-balance volume did not show a divergence happening. So going to see if we can get some on-balance volume breakdown at this point, but still comfortable in the uptrend channel, still strong over the control price, this blue line here, strong over control price. So trend still well intact. Boy, tough to be on the short side when we're above the control price. Near the 1.25, not as difficult, but nice divergence showing up. Okay, that's the morning impressions. We're going to get onto the chart because we're right about at that 5 DMA now, and we may be looking for an ask on this if it looks like that 5 is going to be flipped. Could be a tough day of trading with the whipping back and forth here. As we said in the last 3 sessions, this is quite indicative of maybe some distribution type indication, but outside that channel, so I mean that's good, right? That looks good, right? So here's that, just that one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 session channel that we're working with, and coming back up to challenge the 1.25 maybe. This is a confluence on the bearish side now because we've broken out of the 1.25. Bulls are trying to break back into it. This could be a sticky area before they can get back into this channel, and then we might be able to establish a proverbial downtrend channel. Wow, they are really just coming after it in response to the selling that happened. That was 8 a.m., so it wasn't pre-market intraday, but let's see what they're doing on the 5 DMA. Okay, that's the morning impressions. Final thoughts. Last 2 sessions I was weary as a buyer up here, and I still am weary as a buyer with the divergences that show up. So once we get a relatively good bearish divergence that responds, I have a tendency to stick with that until an opposing divergence shows up. So I know that this looks like bulls are regaining control, but 1.25, 5 DMA, possibly a flip, operating off a bearish divergence. 3 good confluences that you would stick with. We cleared out that anchor here. I would be looking down towards this anchor next and this anchor next for profit-taking areas. This could be a down day even though we're getting a little bit of response from bulls, so we're getting a nice rebound, but I'm of the mind that I don't know if it's going to last here. Let's see if they can get back above the 0 line and take it the other way. But this is not usually something that we're concerned about with a nice bearish divergence and the final, finally getting a response from that. So 5 DMA already looking pretty sticky. Already looking like a good area. Okay, we're going to get out of there. That's the final thoughts on the morning impressions, and we'll follow up midday or post-market with what's going on the NASDAQ. Hopefully we'll get an S&P out there too. Thanks for tuning in. Link, URL for the Discord server is in the description. Come and join us. Come and join the discussion. And if you're an active trader or a non-active trader, it doesn't matter. Stop in and chat with us. Thanks a lot.